Hello everybody, welcome to Tales of Two. We're back at Cedar Run today. This is good. It is hot today. It is beautiful. The sun is out right now. So we are open. Our trails are open. Our wildlife housing area is open. You are more than welcome to come visit if you can take the heat. This is like the start of summer right here, guys. We had our rain yesterday. I did promise that we would do an animal today, so I do have a friend joining us today. The one that we have today is a little scaly. She is probably older than I am. She's one of our long-term residents, and I will tell you, she is the only resident animal that we have at Cedar Run that is not native to New Jersey. Every other animal that we have is native to New Jersey. She's the only one that's not. Who can guess who she is? I'm sure some of you have started guessing already. Some of you remember her. She was in a video a little bit earlier, but that was a while ago, and we figured people would like to see her again. Animal that I have is my darling friend Mozart. She is our ball python. Now, ball pythons are not from around here. They typically do not like our winters, so she is an indoor reptile only. Okay?
Except when it's 90 degrees.
Except when it's 90 degrees out, then we can bring her outside. So here she is. This is Mozart. I think she's adorable. Her little face, her little snoot. Now, the reason we brought her out, partly because it is 90 degrees out, and this is the kind of temperature that she would normally be in. Her natural habitat, the natural habitat of a ball python, is in forests in Africa, and actually right around the equator. So she would like warm temperatures, like in the 80s most of the time. She does like to live in, I'm gonna say she's a ground dweller. So if you look at her coloring, she is perfectly camouflaged to hide amongst the leaf litter. Okay, they may climb trees as well, and in that case, she's camouflaging against the bark. But I think for the most part, she's on the ground. Okay. Now the other reason that I wanted to bring her out and show her to you today is because she has actually shed her skin recently. So her scales, let me see if I can get her in the sun. Her scales are beautifully shiny right now. Okay, so you can see all sorts of really cool colors. She almost looks iridescent in some ways, in some viewpoints. Now when snakes shed their skin, they're doing that to clean themselves off. They're doing that to get rid of maybe any parasite. Doing it to, they're also doing it to grow too. So their skin doesn't grow like ours does. So your skin is the same skin you wore when you were a baby for the most part. It grows with you. So this skin, the skin of a snake, doesn't grow with them. Okay, so as they get bigger, their skin has to, and we got fly issues out here, sorry guys.
It's a beetle.
Their skin has to come off, so they actually do shed it. Now the cool thing about snakes is that when they shed it almost entirely in one piece. It's not like a turtle or a lizard that might shed in patches, okay? Snakes actually shed it all in one piece, and I happen to have that one piece right here. Okay, where are you going? Come with me, stay here. Sure. Hard to hold the snake and the skin at the same time, so I have Erin as a assistant today. Now, when she shed her skin, they're actually going to shed it inside out. So her skin, as we see it right now, is actually inside out. It's a little like if you were to take a sock off and you just kind of peel it off and it comes off in one go. It's the same idea. But you can see all those lovely scales in it. She's got her belly scales here, And then these would be the top scales, the top of her. Okay, and we even have, Miss Erin found this earlier, we even have her little head. Even her eyes have scales. So that little bit right there is actually her eye cap. Okay, so that is her little face. Let's see if it looks like her. Come here. She's not going to show me her face.
Comparison.
Now. Comparison. Face comparison. It's a little bit bigger, right? Because her face is not flat, right? It is curved. So, and actually, Miss Erin, if you wanted to, Miss Erin has a little experiment for you with snake skin, okay? If you want to know what shedding a snake skin feels like, if you put a little bit of glue on your hand, okay? Just regular old white glue, okay? If you put it on the back of your hand or on the front of your hand if you want to be messy like that, it's up to you.
The back's better. It takes a little while to dry.
It does take a little bit to dry, okay? If you just smear it on and let it dry, just like that, the glue will actually shrink a little bit and it'll feel tight. It's like for a snake. So, yeah, you might be able to see on her other hand. So she prepped a little bit beforehand.
So first it got kind of smooth, which actually is what Mozart feels like after she shed. She's very, very smooth. Then it started to get tight. You guys can kind of see my hands getting a little wrinkly and it's starting to peel. So just like the snake, I can kind of peel off that glue, not my actual skin. And you guys might have the same thing if you get sunburn, right? If you've ever gotten a really bad sunburn, you can kind of peel off that extra skin. So this was not my actual skin, this was the glue. But this is sort of like what happens with the snake. It's losing that top layer of its scales. That was nice and relaxing to peel off.
Hang on.
Patch in between, and then I still have some on the edges. So if they don't lose all their shed at once, sometimes they do have little patches that are left behind. Let it dry for about 5 minutes.
We keep losing connection, just so you know.
Yeah, I feel like that sometimes might happen if we're moving around, but that's okay. So one of the cool things about Mozart is that people generally ask how often do snakes shed, and that depends on how old they are for the most part. If they are very young and they're growing a lot over the course of the year, they're going to shed a lot more often because they need to have more room, okay? So she might have shed a lot when she was a young snake. Now she might shed a couple times a year. I don't know, maybe once every other month or so, somewhere around there. If she's a younger snake and she's still growing, if she's still getting bigger, she's going to shed a lot more often, okay? She also might shed more if she got parasites or if she had some sort of germ, bacterial infection or something like that. If she was sick somehow, she might also shed some more to try and get rid of that, okay? Now, you guys might have some questions and definitely put them in the comments. I will say that Mozart has been with us since the 90s, I believe. She's been with us at Cedar Run for a long time. And then we actually got her. The reason there's a mosquito flying around her. The reason we have her is because somebody found her in a new house that they had just purchased under a piano. So she had been somebody's pet, and they either abandoned her or she got out or something like that, and she was found by the new owners of the house. And they did not want her, which is sad because she is adorable and I love her. But she came to Cedar Run and we've been taking care of her ever since. So even though she's a non-native animal, we have grandfathered her in. Now these guys can live 60 to 80 years in captivity. They can live for a very long time. We believe, we don't know for sure because we don't know how old she was when she keeps freezing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. And we'll see if it picks back up.
It is up.
Hey, it's back up. Cool beans. Okay. So, Mozart is a really, really, really cool snake. And I'm hoping that the Nature Center will open up again soon so you guys can come and visit her inside. She is not a snake that would ever be outside in the wild here. Like I said, she does not like our winters. She doesn't really like how dry it can be here. She would much rather a very humid, hot environment. So she's not something you would ever find outside. Okay, so hopefully you guys can come and visit her soon. Fingers crossed the Nature Center will open soon and we can get back to business. So definitely make an effort to come and visit her if you can. Okay. we have any questions?
Is she poisonous?
Is she poisonous? She is not. So she is a constrictor. So you can see she's kind of wrapping around my hand a little bit. She's going to use those really, really strong muscles to basically wrap around her prey. She grabs them really, really quickly with her mouth and then coils around them very quickly, and she squeezes really, really tightly. So that's how she kills her prey. Now, she does not have any sort of venom at all. She's not poisonous, she's not venomous. If she were to bite me, it would feel like a couple needles. That would be it. Okay? Wouldn't really hurt otherwise. Now, most of the time in the wild, these guys are actually going to eat a lot of birds and bird eggs. Okay? They might eat some rodents and some mice and some frogs and things like that, but for the most part, they're going to eat birds and bird eggs. Okay? Do you have other questions?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right. Trying to think what else I can
peel my glue off over here.
It is a very tactile experience. If you want to try that, I might do it later just for fun too. Because Miss Erin's having all the fun over there. On the other hand,
You've got Mozart.
I have Mozart. Okay. All right. Well, if there's no more questions, I think.
What does she eat here?
What does she eat here? Here we feed her mostly mice. Mostly mice. Because unfortunately, since she is a pet, like since she was a pet, she probably did not get to be fed a natural diet, so she doesn't know really what to do with things like chicks or eggs or birds or anything like that. And that's unfortunately one of the reasons that she can't go back out in the wild. Besides the fact that she's not native to this area, she can't go back out into the wild, even into Africa, because she wouldn't know how to feed herself. She would have no idea how to find food for herself. She would probably starve. The other thing is that she's not really scared of people either.
What are her natural predators?
What are her natural predators? In this case, people sometimes. In the wild, people will take them and poach them and take them and sell them for people to have as pets. But other than that, I would say probably things like, let's see, what would be in Africa? Probably some sort of jaguar or a cougar, large cat type thing. There might be some, I'm trying to think of what would be out there. Maybe
When
some.
she's younger, maybe larger snakes.
Larger snakes might eat her when she's younger, yeah. As it is, she's pretty big. There's probably not too much that would try and get her.
She's heavy.
She is heavy. She's one of the heavier snakes.
Somebody asked what exact type of snake it is. We're frozen. Okay.
Okay. She is a ball python. So a ball python is a really common pet in the United States because they are pretty docile. They're pretty calm around people. And they can get used to people very, very easily. You see, she's not scared of us at all. They also don't need a whole lot of space for the most part either. But you have to be careful, like I said, because some people will poach them out of the wild, and that is highly illegal. Please do not do that. Yeah, and she's here because she got grandfathered in. She's not a native to the U.S., not a native to New Jersey. Oh, and she's called a ball python because typically when they're scared or when they're hunting, they actually will kind of curl up in on top of themselves into a little ball and just kind of peek with their little heads out. She's not doing it right now because it's getting warm around here, so she is so ready to go out and be active right now. She's so cute. Alright, I think we're gonna end it there unless there's more questions. If you have any more questions.
Where are they? It's okay. Where are they native if not in the USA?
If not in the USA, they are native.
Say it again. It was frozen.
They're native mostly to like equatorial Africa, parts of West Africa. Yeah. So they like, maybe not rainforests, but forested areas, maybe drier forests, maybe some savanna type areas, places like that. But they're definitely an African snake, not a North American snake at all. So yeah. All right, we're having a couple issues with the signal, so thank you guys for joining us. Thank you once again, very, very much for your support. We appreciate it. And the signal keeps going out. We're done, I promise. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye.